Appleseed. He's from Massachusetts. He's from Massachusetts. Johnny Appleseed was from Massachusetts. Apples are only in Massachusetts. Alright, Johnny Appleseed, aka John Chapman, which is his real name, was born into this really fucking normal family. And they're, I don't know, lawyers and bankers, and they're rich. His brother was really rich. I don't know that. He's straight up just like, Dad, you know what? Sell me to this other guy. He runs an apple orchard. I can help him out with his apples. I can teach him how to grow some better apples. And his dad was like, you know what, John? You're right. My name's Alan Chapman. I'm not a genius about apples. I'm not, at best, normal about apples. But I'll sell you to this other guy named George Albertson. I'll teach you a little bit better about apples. I know you know a lot about apples, so I'll teach you a little bit better about apples. And you can grow some apples. So Johnny Appleseed became a thing. Johnny Appleseed was John Chapman, and he was thrown into an orchard. Johnny Appleseed ate all the apples. He was like, you know what? I'm going to let people around this area have some apple trees. So he spread some seeds and he built a fence around them. And he was like, here's your apple trees. Y'all can have apples because only the Europeans have apples and pears right now. And that's not right. Because what's more American than apples? Because think about American apple pie. It's American. The fucking Midwest didn't even know what seeds were. They didn't know apples. They had no apples. When Johnny Appleseed ended up in Ohio, there was this minister who was all like, y'all from this town in Ohio, y'all are eating tea and sugar and like silk. It's like, what are you guys doing in Ohio with all these luxuries? Y'all are Christians. Why aren't y'all like Jesus? And meanwhile, here's Johnny Appleseed. I'm Johnny Appleseed. I've been doing this shit. I've been spreading my word. Except for where Jesus was talking about Christianity, he's talking about apples. He was like, yeah, I'm Jesus Christ, basically with apples. I'm Jesus Apple. And so the minister didn't even know what the shit to say. Because he was so right. Johnny Appleseed is like the Jesus of America. John, Clemens? It's not Clemens. It's Samuel? No. John Quincy Adams was a good president. Julia, I did not even wear the pants I want to for this. How did you die? Well, that's the trickiest part. I'll tell you something. There's a lot of different stories about how he died. One person said he died in a duel, where this other guy, Scott Van Bell, was like, this girl that you married is actually my wife from Russia. Johnny Appleseed was like, I'm not married to her, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. And he was like, no, dude. I know that you're married to her, and we're going to have a duel. And so Johnny Appleseed was like, alright, well, whatever. Like, if we're going to have a duel, I'll have a duel. And so he, like, went the paces away from him. And then this other guy was like, alright, draw. And little did he know, Johnny Appleseed didn't even have a gun. So when this other guy drew, Johnny Appleseed threw a stick at him, and he was like so impressed. He was like, alright, you're gonna have my wife. I don't know, so he didn't die that way. The real way he died is from yellow fever, which hit during his lifetime. And Johnny Appleseed was just hanging out, saving lives, like he always does. He's like, you're dying, I'm not, but I'm gonna help you out anyways. And this fucking marauder came and shivved him. No, he didn't die from yellow fever. He died during yellow fever. That's one story. The truth is, no one knows how he actually died. Some theorizers, including myself, think he's not dead. Julia, I don't even have nearly enough alcohol. You're so into apples. That's a crazy thing. I just said we can't film yet. I'm talking more about Johnny Appleseed later. He's so cool. And I love his so much.